Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about the differences between maritime law, in which we are governed by, and the law of the land, also known as the law of nature, law of God or common law. So maritime law is the law that governs navigation and shipping. We are governed by the laws of commerce, and those rules are operated under the maritime law. So you may be wondering why I'm talking about maritime law, and that's because the government operates their rules under the 1666 SESQV Act, which is the laws of the sea, meaning we are not on land, but we are lost at sea according to the 1666 Act. Legally, we are seen as dead fictions. The 1666 SESQV Act is a trust. Our government declared all UK citizens dead from when you were born, from your birth certificate. I will go into more detail about the birth certificate and how it's related to the 1666 Act on another video. But this Act does not appear to have been reversed, and it was extended in 1707 so that other corporations can use it. So if you look at the picture, you've got the maritime law on one side where you've got the ship, and you've got common law, law of God, law of nature on your left, where you've got a pirate stopping you from getting from the sea to the land. Have you ever noticed that all the rules are called acts? And that is all it is. It's all an act, pretend, an illusion. I'm going to show you a little bit about our history, then it will make more sense about why we are governed by maritime law. In 1302 AD, Pope Boniface VIII issued the first trust of the world called the Unum Sanctum, which is a papal bull. He took the whole world under this trust. All the souls in the world belong to the Roman Catholic Church, the corporation. But Boniface claimed ownership of bodies and souls under this Unum Sanctum. He placed the land into a trust. It was his and no one else's, and you can only get into heaven if you do what you are told to do. Can you see where this is going? You will do as we say or you will get punished. The last line states in the Unum Sanctum, furthermore, we declare, we proclaim, we define that it is absolutely necessary for salvation that every human creature be subject to the Roman Pontiff. He was also known as a devil-worshipping pope. In 1455 AD, the first crown was created by Pope Nicholas V. This first crown is represented by the first SESQV trust and is created when a child is born. This crown deprives us of all beneficial entitlements and rights on the land. The land was taken away from us living men and women. We had no rights, so we were lost at sea, and still are, according to the 1666 Act, as I have already mentioned. Definitions of the SESQV. In French it means he who lives, and in legal terms it means the beneficiary of the trust. Those who benefit from the trust receive payments. In 1481 AD, the second crown of the Commonwealth was created on the 21st of June by Pope Sixtus IV. This was a crown of the body. This second crown is represented by the second SESQV trust, and humans were sold as slaves. The Commonwealth crown was eventually returned back to Spain in 1975, and it still remains there today. In 1537 AD, the third crown of the ecclesiastical see, also known as the Holy See, was created by Pope Paul III. This SQV trust was created when a child was baptised. Parents are unaware that they are granting a baptism certificate to the church. In other words, the church now owns the title to your soul. You are seen as a lost soul lost at sea. In 1540, King Henry VIII was awarded this crown, which gave him the power to claim all lost souls. The SQV Act was set up, and the Phoenicians assisted in the creation of this crown. However, the crown was lost in 1816 due to the bankruptcy of England, and the crown was granted to the Temple Bar, which is now known as the Crown. It's been said from other people that have done their research that this crown is linked to a secret trust deed which has been set up by design to claim all lost souls lost to the Holy See. We are seen as ships or vessels without a soul. This is why we have no legal standing in a legal society. The Crown can legally enforce maritime law on us based on the laws of the sea. In 1666, the SQV Act, that was first created by Henry VIII of England in 1540, was updated by Charles II. During the Great Fires of London in 1666, Parliament did not know who was still alive or dead, so they set up this new act behind closed doors. The Great Fires of London started when a fire broke out in a bakery on Pudding Lane just after midnight, and it spread throughout the city. In that same year, there was also a Plague of London that started in 1665. So if men and women didn't prove evidence to the courts that they were alive after 7 years, they were presumed dead in law, lost at sea. And the 1666 SQV Act still remains in force today, and it's never been reversed. So the next slide, I'm going to show you some words, and it will make a lot more sense and show you the proof that we are still living under the 1666 Act, and that we are still living under maritime law, and we are seen as dead fictions. Birth canal, birth certificate, shipping lane, vessels, friendship, relationship, membership, leadership, ownership, partnership, dictatorship, citizenship, hardship, championship, sponsorship, scholarship, fellowship, censorship, worship, apprenticeship, and then you've got the bank's words, which are frozen assets, liquid assets, current account, currency, which sounds like currency, floating stock, drowning in debt, frozen bank accounts, keep your head above water, shark loan. Then you have some phrases: ships passing in the night, all hands on deck, and don't rock the boat. It's all about water. So my friends, as you can see, it's all about water. You are seen by the government as a dead fiction, operating as a corporation from your birth certificate under the SQV Act. So the next slide, I will be comparing the maritime law with the law of nature, or the law of God, however you see your God. So the maritime law jurisdiction applies to a person. All statutes are based on persons and acts. It's all a play. A person in legalese terms means to do business with a corporation, and the word person derives from persona, which is a mask, the false self, not who you are. So under the maritime law, you are a fictional entity, you are controlled by statutes under maritime law, you are a debtor operating via contracts. Notice the word contract broken down into two: a con, a thief, or to deceive someone, and according to Cambridge Dictionary, tract, a piece of writing used for religious and political purposes. You are a taxpayer, a fine payer, and a licence holder. If you have a car, you don't actually own the car, because according to the logbook, you are only a registered keeper, not the owner. They can also take your possessions if you don't obey, such as cars, children, homes, and so on and so forth, under the maritime law jurisdiction. Under natural God's law, this applies to living men, women, boys and girls, not persons. You never harm or cause loss to anybody, as it says in the Bible, love one another as I have loved you. You are a sovereign man, woman, boy or girl. You are created by the divine. We should be living by the laws of God, laws of the land, laws of nature, or whatever resonates with you. You are a creditor. You have unlimited credit. Anything you desire is within you. Ask and you shall receive. Again, it's in the Bible. Under the natural God's law, you do not operate under contracts, and you have unalienable rights. We were all created equally, and life is a gift from the Creator. No one has the right to control us. Now look at the word law. L for land, A for air, and W for water. Everything was given to us by the Creator. The land, food, air, electric, gas, water, and so on and so forth. So the true law is the law of God or law of nature, whatever resonates with you, of course. The land, the air, the water, it was all given to us by the Creator. But in a way it has been taken away from us by the government's so-called legal system. And by the way, the word legal is defined in the 1893 Dictionary of Arts and Science as an undoing of God's law. And statutes are not law, they are legislative rules made by the UK Parliament. And a government's rules are based on contracts, as I mentioned earlier. It's just a con. It's all based on contracts and offer to contract, which need your consent. And when you dig deeper into the language that they use, you will see it's all an illusion. So yeah, the world operates on contracts and birth certificates, trust. And if you want to know more about that, I will be doing another video in the near future. So to bring this to an end, I want to say that you are a sovereign being. You was created by the Creator, not by the government. And you have the right to free speech and expression. You have the right to travel wherever you want. You have the right to equity. You have the right to live in freedom. You have the right to practice religion. You have the right to change your gender. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to your own land. You have the right to expose knowledge. You have the right to love and live in peace. You have the right to refuse to kill by command. And you have the right to your own privacy and confidentiality. Thank you for watching. I will be back soon. Bye for now.